Republican pollster Frank Luntz has viciously gone after Trump here and his campaign. He's not a fan of what they're doing. Prominent Republican pollster Frank Luntz blasted President Trump and his campaign on Tuesday for focusing on Hunter Biden in the stretch run to Election Day, calling Trump's campaign the worst he's ever seen and saying the president's advisors should be brought up on charges of political malpractice. Speaking at a briefing for the British strategic advising company Global Counsel, Luntz said Trump's advisors have their heads up their asses if they think Hunter Biden will be a winning issue for them. I've never seen a campaign more miscalibrated than the Trump campaign. Frankly, his staff ought to be brought up on charges of political malpractice, Luntz said. It is the worst campaign I've ever seen, and I've been watching them since 1980. They're on the wrong issues. They're on the wrong message. They've got their heads up their asses. Your damn job is to get your candidate to talk about the things that are relevant to the people you need to reach. And if you can't do your damn job, then get out. Wow. By the way, he continues, I love this quote. Nobody cares about Hunter Biden. Why is Trump spending all of his time on him? Hunter Biden does not help put food on the table. Hunter Biden does not help anyone get a job. Hunter Biden does not provide health care or solve COVID. And Donald Trump spends all of his time focused on that, and nobody cares. Now, listen, if you're saying, hold on, corruption's a legitimate issue, they are corrupt, so that's fair. I actually agree with you. Yes, corruption is a real issue. I do think that the Bidens and what went on there with Burisma, of course it's corruption. Of course it's not good. That's all true. But look at his point. His point is, dog, you got like a few weeks until the election. If you're not talking about wages, if you're not talking about the economy, if you're not talking about stopping the spread of COVID, then you are healthcare, then you're not focusing on the issues that the American people say are the most important to them. By the way, what did Trump do in 2016? He went to the Rust Belt in the final weeks every single day. He was doing rallies there saying, I'm going to protect your job. They're going to outsource your job. Who do you want to pick? So he was kitchen tabling the debate. He was saying, I'm going to make this relatable. I'm going to make this clear to your average Joe and Jane that I'm for your average Joe and Jane. That's not what this line of attack is. And not only that, they also mix the corruption stuff with the personal stuff of Hunter Biden. When people see pictures of him in a bathtub smoking a cigarette or a crack pipe hanging out of his mouth, nobody's like, oh, I better, wow, certainly can't vote for Joe Biden now. Nobody thinks that. If anything, they think you're annoying and weird for exposing these things, which are private. So it's just, he's right. I mean, Frank Luntz is right. This is not strong enough. In the era of COVID, with the economy the way it is, you can't successfully make the election about Hunter Biden. And then beyond that, and this is probably the most important point, they make these arguments as if there are no skeletons in their closet. Like, are you kidding me? You're talking about the corruption linked with the family of the candidate? My dude, you put Jared and Ivanka in your government. That's like the definition of nepotism. That's insane. You made $73 million from foreign investors as president, and that's only for a year or two. That's not even your full time in office. Jared and Ivanka made $135 million in 2018 alone, 1 year. Is all that money on the up and up? None of that money that Trump got or that Jared and Ivanka got came from Saudi Arabia. And then when you did the weapons deal for them, you didn't keep in mind that they're giving you a shitload of money. I mean, it's ridiculous that, it's all corrupt. The Clinton Foundation was corrupt. What goes on with Jared and Ivanka and Donald Trump and the Trump Organization is corrupt. What went on with Hunter Biden is corrupt. It's all corrupt. Honestly, I think if you deny that point, God, you're such a partisan hack. Seriously. Like, the mental gymnastics you have to do to get yourself to believe that any of that stuff is okay. None of it's okay. None of it. But this is what Trump is focusing on, as if he doesn't have the skeletons in his own closet and his family's not doing similar stuff anyway. It's not going to work, dude. It's not going to work. So anyway, you could like Frank Luntz, you could hate Frank Luntz, whatever, But the dude's got a point here, and let me tell you something. What he's saying is reflecting in the polls. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who say, because of 2016, I don't believe the polls. I'm a poll denier. But even if you adjust the polls to be as wrong as they were in 2016, Biden still wins 362 electoral votes. So my point is, even if you say, I don't trust the polls, and you adjust and give Trump a bigger bump, Biden still wins overwhelmingly. So to say I don't trust the poll, like you literally have to believe what? It's all a lie. It's all fake. There's no reflection of reality. And by the way, they also adjusted the polls to be more pro-Trump and used a different formula versus the last election. It's all fake news. It's not fake news. Sorry. So, I mean, listen, they'll learn. They'll learn. They're going to learn the hard way, but they'll learn.